The self-proclaimed problem child is back at it again. The rumors hit the street on Monday and it was made official on Tuesday that Jake Paul's next opponent is the former UFC welterweight champion Tyron Woodley. Woodley has assisted Ben Askren in training right before Jake knocked him out, and he also has no professional boxing experience, but is still considered a step up in competition for Jake. In statements provided to ESPN, Paul said, "I have a list of people I plan on shutting up with my fists. And as I enter my fourth pro fight, I'm excited to knock the first one off the list by challenging myself against a 5-time UFC champion known for his knockout power. Tyron's a seasoned striker who has fought the best in the world. I certainly respect his career, but I will be sending Tyron into a permanent siesta on August 28th. And here's Tyron's statement. Easiest fight of my career and biggest purse of my career all in one night. Basically, they brought me in to take out the trash. I can't wait to shut this B up. This is getting done for the culture, the whole MMA community, and boxing community to rid this guy of combat sports." Wow. I can truthfully say I was never really interested in these kind of fights before. Not that I boycotted it, but I'm interested in this one right here.
You know,
What
Barack,
say you?
I mean, look, you were slightly interested in the Ben Askren fight because he was a fighter. I remember we talked about it. Maybe not excited as you are about this one. Now, first off, I like to say Tyron Woodley's statement was pretty good. It's a nice comeback, right? Mm-hmm. It's a nice statement. But that being said, Barack, I'm not overly impressed about his striking skills, his boxing skills, but I am biased at times. And a good close friend of ours, I like to call him family, Hollywood Hino, trains Tyron Woodley when it comes to boxing, and he might be a part of this training camp. You know, so I'm rooting for the fella, I have to be honest. Yeah. But when it comes to skill, Barack, and stature and just boxing stance, I believe that Jake Paul has been on a fast track and has learned quickly with the amount of time he's been in the sport. I'm looking at this fight as a real challenging fight for both guys. I'm not going into this fight thinking because Woodley's an MMA former world champion, automatically he's going to wash Jake Paul. I do not believe that at all. I'm gonna pay for this fight because I'm excited to see what happens.
All right, well, first of all, I didn't care about that Ben Askren fight. I saw Askren hit the mitts and I was like, wow, Jake Paul's gonna wash him, and that's exactly what happened. Now, Tyron Woodley is a little bit different. I believe he's coordinated. I believe he has some boxing skills, some stand-up skills. I see him hit the mitts with Hollywood Hino. I seen him hit the mitts with other guys, and he looks 20 times better than Ben Askren. Does that mean that he's prepared for Jake Paul? Who knows? But I do know he also has probably way more power than Ben Askren. Now, he's also a wrestler like Ben Askren, you know? So that's his first forte, but he has some wins. He has some knockout wins. The thing is that his record is 19-7, right? So he's lost 7 times, and he has 7 knockouts within those 19 wins. But you can't just look at those knockouts and say, because this is what Paul probably wants to say. Oh, he has 7 knockouts. He's knocking people out. Yes, he's hurting people. Some of those times are like his wrestling skills gets them down, and he grounds and pounds them, and then they're out. You know, or he drops them and he jumps on them and grounds and pounds. But he does shown to have knockout power by standing up, one punch knockout power even, especially against like guys like Lawler. So I think this is a step-up fight no matter what, whether he's a pure boxer or not. It is a step-up fight, somebody who's actually coordinated, standing on his 2 feet.
And I'll say this in closing on that topic. If Jake Paul goes on to beat Tyron Woodley, he'll get criticism and people will say he's not fighting a real boxer, he's an MMA guy. That's exactly what's going to happen.
That's the truth.
Right. But he's an experienced fighter, former world champion, way more successful than a Ben Askren, and in way better shape, right? But
but that's like saying, okay, well, let's take a boxer, some wrestler at the UFC saying, hey, come challenge me in a wrestling competition, but I don't wrestle. Well, so what? But you do hold each other in clinches.
Wait.
No,
But people are saying that Jake Paul isn't a real boxer. He's a YouTuber. So shouldn't that be too tough of a task to fight somebody like Woodley? That's what people are saying on the internet. But I don't want to hop on this. Like, we got more stuff to talk about. All right, listen, you could be for, against, or indifferent about the Paul brothers' venture into boxing, but it's undeniable they moved the needle. Now, Jake Paul will be focused on Woodley. Logan Paul is set to take on Floyd Money Mayweather this upcoming Sunday in Miami. Speaking to CBS Sports, Jake Paul said the following on why Mayweather will take on a fight against Logan, who has never won a professional fight before. He has to. That's why he's fighting my brother. Who else is Floyd going to fight that will sell millions of pay-per-views? He needs us more than we need him. We are bringing a new light and a new wave. That's because of the YouTube celebrity boxing culture and us bringing Instagram and all our followers over. It's all new people who are wanting to pay for fights who normally wouldn't have. Now, Barack, he has a certain point here, but I wouldn't say that Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather is automatically going to bring millions of pay-per-view buyers. We don't know that yet. We're about to find out this Sunday. Now, we know Floyd brings a certain draw to the table. Logan Paul has fought KSI twice. We know they did 1 million pay-per-views on YouTube one time. It was only about $10 for the first YouTube fight, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe 20. And then he fought on Dazn. So we don't really know what Logan Paul's drawing power is. But I'm not jumping out the window and saying that this fight is going to sell multiple million pay-per-view sales.
I don't know. I think we know Floyd is a draw no matter what. I can't say no matter what, because it really depends on his dance partner. And understand that everybody knows Floyd is 44 years old. You're dealing with somebody who's probably 30 pounds more than Floyd at least, and who comes with his own audience, 20 million plus subscribers on YouTube. So maybe we'll see something in the 7 figures, maybe low 7 figures, maybe 1 million. I think 1 million, regardless, out of nowhere, is a plus for them. It's a win. You're talking about if it's a $50 pay-per-view, you got $50 million right there.
Now, I know Floyd has been saying that he's going to wreck shop when it comes to Logan Paul. He's going to knock him out. He's going down, and all of these promotional ads sound good. People are forgetting about the word exhibition. There has to be some sort of rule book for exhibitions. I mean, we saw what happened with Mike Tyson and Roy Jones. It wasn't an entertaining fight to me. It didn't seem like any of those guys were trying to hurt each other. Even though there were older guys that were in shape, and yes, they threw punches. They had big gloves on, Barack. I didn't see anything spectacular. I don't see Floyd punishing Logan Paul the way he's describing, because I think there's some sort of limit on what he can do in that fight. It's an exhibition. So people will be bamboozled and they will be fooled into paying for this pay-per-view as if they're going to get a real fight and Floyd Mayweather really trying to hurt Logan Paul. That's not going to happen, folks. I'm sorry.
I disagree. I say, guys, if you want to see Floyd fight, pay for it. He's going to fight for real because I got your hat. You don't steal Floyd's hat. No, seriously.
That wasn't even him that stole the hat.
No, I know.
His brother.
Yeah, but if you got his brother in the ring, hello, that's how you get him back. Now, make his brother bleed. That's how you get him back. No, but the difference between a 54-year-old and a 51 fighting, and the WBC was involved in that. The WBC has what? They have character, they have integrity, and they want to do things right. So they're the ones that implemented that kind of rule, so, but then you got 50-something-year-old guys. Here, we got a 44-year-old who is the best in the sport, just recently removed from the sport 4 years ago. And then you have who seems to be in incredible shape. And we hear how he's beating up his sparring partner in the gym. We've heard that. Also, you have a 20-something-year-old. who's in impeccable shape.
We also heard some other things. We also heard some other things that we won't talk about here.
Why would you bring it up if you can't talk about it? It doesn't even make sense. Hey, folks, I didn't hear nothing. I don't know what he's talking about. What I do know is that these guys don't like each other. You're talking about Mike Tyson and Roy Jones, who had respect for each other. And they're older gentlemen. That's why they fought the way they fought. But this is going to be, in my opinion, this is going to be a real fight. Let me remind you, Floyd was fighting tension, right? And Floyd said, he felt like the kid punched him for real. Floyd stopped him.